What if your mind was the only weapon capable of saving humanity, but the price was your own body? That's the crossroads where Armin Arlert found himself in Attack on Titan. A boy once seen as fragile, vulnerable, and full of doubt suddenly became the key piece on a board where titans and humans fought for the future of freedom. But how far is someone willing to go when they carry the survival of everyone on their shoulders? Armin was never the strongest physically. He never had Eren's presence or Mikasa's skill, but from the very start, what made him special was his mind, his strategies, his improbable ideas, and his quiet courage became vital. When the fight against the Titans turned from sheer brutality into a war of intelligence, and it was at that moment that the most dangerous and deadly plan was born. The wall was burning, the colossal reigned over the city, and despair seemed to swallow even the firmest hope. Armin saw an opportunity where everyone else saw only ruin, using himself as bait, not as an unbeatable warrior, but as someone willing to burn every last fiber of his body to give his friends a chance at victory. He literally threw himself into the fire, into unbearable heat that melted his skin and consumed his flesh. Every second was an eternity of pain. But every second was also a chance for Eren to move in and turn the battle around. This scene is one of the most brutal and emotional in Attack on Titan, because it's not just about sacrifice, it's about faith. Faith that his friends could finish the mission, faith that his body, even in flames, wasn't being destroyed in vain, faith that even reduced to ashes, his name would echo as someone who never hesitated to put humanity's future above his own well-being. And here's the most fascinating contrast. The dreamer Armin, who wanted to see the ocean, and the strategist Armin, who understood that to reach that dream he'd need to give up everything. In that moment, the boy and the soldier became one. The sea he had always longed to touch seemed so close, but only beyond the flames that devoured him. Quick moment before we continue. If you're also the kind of person who loves diving into epic battles, full of detail and cinematic emotion, here's a tip. The Anchor Nebula Cosmos Laser 4K Laser Projector. Imagine watching Attack on Titan like you're in a theater, every Titan appearing with absurd sharpness, and sound that shakes your chest. It's literally turning your living room into an anime battlefield. If you want to take your experience to the next level, this is the investment that's worth every second. Now, let's get back to our brilliant strategist's sacrifice. Back to Armin, the consequence of his plan was terrible. His body became unrecognizable, reduced to a near-death state. And here comes one of the greatest controversies of the series. Who should be saved with the Titan serum? Armin, the strategist who had just burned himself alive for the group? Or Erwin, the visionary commander who had led so many battles? That decision split hearts both inside and outside the story. But Armin's sacrifice weighed so heavily that even at death's door, his choice was remembered as proof that he deserved to live and to carry the power of a Titan. And what does this show us? That courage isn't just raising a sword against the enemy. Courage is also choosing to be consumed by fire, knowing that your pain could mean everyone else's survival. Courage is putting your mind and body on the line, even when it seems like the end. This episode transformed Armin, not only physically, but spiritually. He stopped being just Eren's fragile friend and became a symbol of resilience. The boy who dreamed of distant horizons became the man who paved the way for them to be reached. And every choice he made from then on carried the weight of the flames that almost consumed him. Armin S. Planai Senti, just one of the most brilliant strategies in Attack on Titan. It is also one of the most painful to watch because deep down, it makes us reflect on ourselves. How much would we be willing to sacrifice for our dreams? Or better yet, how far would we go if the fate of everyone we love depended on us? So I ask you, when the fire of choice rises before you, will you have the courage to let yourself be consumed so that others can finally see the sea?